Milestone Review 3 is solving root problems, exponent laws, and scientific notation. So you would find this information in the notes that come after the perfect squares. That's where you should look. You have to show work on all of these. For question number 1, what is the correct solution to x cubed equals 512? First, we're going to rewrite the problem. And to show work, you're going to take the cube root of each side. By doing that, you can cancel out the radical and the 3, and then you have x equals, and the cube root of 512 is 8. Question number 2, what is the correct solution to x squared equals 225? Write the problem. And we're going to do the same thing. Find the square root of each side. By doing that, you can cancel out the radical and the 2. That leaves the x. And the square root of 225 is positive or negative 15, because 15 times 15 equals 225, and negative 15 times negative 15 also equals positive 225. Question number 3, x to the 5th power divided by x to the negative 3rd power. For this one, you're going to look at the green foldable that we made. Look for the division part. For the division, it says to keep the base, in this case that is x, and subtract the exponents. So 5 minus, for our subtraction sign, negative 3. That would equal x to the 5th power plus, because two negatives make a positive. So our final answer is x to the 8th power. Question number 4. X to the 5th power times x to the 11th power. We're finding the product of these two x's, and we're going to we're going to add the exponent. So you keep the base and you add the exponent. So our base is x, and we add our exponents. So x to the 5 plus 11, which is x to the 16th power, and that would be our final answer. Question 5. What is the standard form of 4 times 10 to the negative 2nd power? We're going to take 4 and rewrite it. And 10 to the negative 2nd power means we have to make a smaller number. So we're going to be moving the decimal 2 places, and to make a smaller number, we have to move it to the left. Move it 2 places, 1, 2, and make a new decimal point. Fill in everything with zeros. Our final answer would be 0.04. For question number 6, write 4,500, or what is 4,500 written in scientific notation? We're going to write the number. Our decimal point is right here. This is a big number, so that means we're going to have a positive exponent in our answer. We know our decimal point needs to be there. So we're going to move it 1, 2, 3 places. So we have 4.5. We have the times 10 because it's scientific notation. We moved it 3 places. It's positive 3 because it is a big number. You could definitely write a check for that. Question number 7. What is the simplified form of 4.5 times 10 to the 8th power divided by 5 times 10 to the 9th power? You will look in your notes, you have a strategy to solve this. You should not be changing anything to standard form. You should not be trying to punch all of this into your calculator. You should be using the strategy we gave, which was to divide the numbers. So 4.5 divided by 5. 5 goes into 4 0 times. 5 goes into 45 9 times. So we have 0.9, and then we have the times 10, and because it's division, we're going to subtract the exponents. 8 minus 9. So we have 0.9 times 10 to the negative first power. We can't stop there because we have to have the decimal point on the other side of the 9, which means we have to move it over here, and by doing that, we are going to subtract 1. We moved it 1 place less, so we would have 9.0 times 10 to the negative second power. Question 8. Solve 4 times 10 to the 8th times 2 times 10 to the third. Again, you have a strategy in your notes on how to do this. You should not be entering any of this into your calculator. You should be able to solve it on your own easily. That strategy is to multiply the numbers and add the exponents. So we have 8 times 10 to the 8 plus 3. And we have 8 times 10 to the 11th power. Get rid of that. Again, that would be 8 times 10 to the 11th power. That would be your final answer. Number 9. A country has a population of 2 times 10 to the 8 people. A city in this country has a population of 5 times 10 to the 5th people. How many times greater is the population of this country than its city? To do this one, you're going to divide, because it says how many times greater. That's a multiplication problem, but to solve a multiplication problem, you have to do division. So we are going to do the country divided by the city. So we have 2 times 10 to the 8th power over 5 times 10 to the 5th power. Again, you're going to use your strategy of dividing the numbers. So that would be 2 divided by 5. Add a decimal point in the 0. 5 goes into 2 0 times. We can bring up the decimal. 5 goes into 20 4 times. So our number would be 0.4 times 10, and we have a division problem, so we're going to subtract the exponents. 8 minus 5. So 0.4 times 10, 8 minus 5 is 3 to the 3rd power. So none of our answers look like that. So we have to change our scientific notation into a whole number, into standard form. So if you have 0.4, you're going to move the decimal 3 places. It's a positive 3, so that means it's going to be a big number. We're going to move that decimal point to the right, 3 places. 1, 2, 3. Enter in your zeros, and that would give us 400. We can obviously eliminate C and D, so our answer choice would be 400 times greater. It would be answer choice A. Question 10. What is the equivalent to x to the 11th power over x to the 8th power? This is another division problem. Division from the green foldable that you have. So we're going to keep the base and subtract the exponent. 11 minus 8. X is our base, so we keep it. 11 minus 8 is 3. And that would be our answer. Number 11. What is 4x in parentheses to the 0 power? 4x all to the 0 power. That means that 0 gets distributed to everything inside the parentheses. So it's going to go to the 4. It's also going to go to the x. Well, if you look at your 0 rule on your foldable, then you would know that anything to the 0 power equals 1. So that would be 1 times 1, which of course equals 1. Number 12. The length of a rectangle is 5 times 10 to the second miles. The width is 2 times 10 to the third mile. What is the area? What is the area of this rectangle? Well, you can draw a picture of a rectangle, label it, and you already know that to find the area of this shape, you have to multiply. So we're going to take 5 times 10 to the second power. We're going to multiply it by 2 times 10 to the third power. Using your rules, you're going to multiply the two numbers. 5 times 2 equals 10. So we have 10 times 10 to the, add these, 2 plus 3. So we have 10 times 10 to the 5th power. But we know that we can't have 10 as our number because we need the decimal point to go here. Which means we need to go one more place with our decimal point. So I'm going to add 1. That would be 1.0 times 10 to the 6th power, and that would be your answer.